usually see Bugatti as a dream car, perfection, speed, money, but today I'm standing in front of something no one believes can be saved, and I'm going to bring it back, step by step. A few weeks ago, I heard about an old lady in a quiet American town who had a forgotten Bugatti sitting behind her house. She said it belonged to her late husband, and she couldn't even look at it anymore because it reminded her of him. The car was buried under dust, leaves, and rust. The tires were flat, windows fogged, paint dead, and the smell inside was like old fuel in time. I walked around it slowly, tapping the panels, checking gaps, seeing where the body had sagged, and right there I knew two things. This is real, and this is going to be hard. I popped the hood and everything looked tired. Cracked hoses, brittle wiring, missing clamps, oil stains everywhere, and the engine bay looked like it hadn't been touched in years. I checked the VIN plate, took photos, recorded everything, because a restoration starts with documentation, not tools. I told her straight, this is basically scrap right now. The engine is dead, the body has rust, and the parts will cost a fortune. Then I made the offer, $10,000. She looked at me, took a long breath, smiled like she was letting go of a memory, and agreed. I promised her one thing, I'll bring it back with honor. The car couldn't move, so I called a heavy tow truck. We positioned the winch, put dollies under the wheels, and slowly, inch by inch, we pulled the Bugatti out of the yard. And I won't lie, the whole time I was thinking, what if the chassis is cracked? What if the engine is beyond repair? What if I just bought the world's most expensive decoration? But when it finally sat on the flatbed, strapped down tight, it felt like I had captured a legend. We drove back through empty roads, the sun dropping, and the reflection of that broken supercar on the truck made it look like a ghost. We arrived at my home garage, nothing fancy, just tools, lights, a lift, and my obsession with saving impossible cars. And today, this Bugatti enters my garage for the first time. First rule, don't rush. So I started with a full inspection checklist. Fluids, belts, wiring, compression, fuel system, cooling, brakes, suspension, and every single bolt that looked seized. I checked the oil, thick and dark. Coolant, almost gone. Fuel smelled like varnish, and that told me the entire system had to be cleaned. Then I began the deep clean. Pressure washer on the underbody, foam on the panels, degreaser in the engine bay, and with every layer of dirt coming off, the car started to show its real scars. Rust spots, dents, cracked trim, and broken mounts. Serious. Next step, tear down, because you can't fix what you can't reach. I removed the wheels, then the fender liners, then the front bumper, then the headlights, bagging every screw and labeling every connector. So I stripped the interior down to bare metal. Then came the rust work, the part everyone hates. I sanded, wire brushed, and ground the corroded areas until clean metal appeared. Treated it with rust converter, then welded small patches where the steel was weak. I sealed everything, primed it, and for the first time, this car stopped looking like it was decaying. Now, the big one, engine. Serious. I drained every fluid, removed intake lines, disconnected harnesses, labeled sensors, pulled the radiator assembly, and started freeing seized bolts with heat and patience. One wrong move and you snap a stud and lose a day. Finally, I lifted the engine out slowly, centimeter by centimeter, watching for hidden cables, and when it came free, the garage went quiet. That's the heart of the beast. Analytical. I opened it up and saw the truth. Gaskets brittle, seals leaking, carbon buildup, old injectors, and the wiring insulation cracked. So I decided, full rebuild, no half measures. I cleaned the block, inspected the cylinders, measured tolerances, replaced worn bearings, installed new seals and gaskets, rebuilt the turbo system, replaced fuel lines, new filters, new pump, and cleaned the injectors. Technical, steady. I rebuilt the cooling system too. New hoses, clamps, thermostat, radiator flush, because overheating kills supercars faster than anything. Then I moved to suspension and brakes, because power means nothing if you can't control it. I replaced bushings, checked ball joints, restored the calipers, installed new pads and rotors, bled the system until the fluid ran clear. Calm. Next was the electrical nightmare. I traced the wiring harness, repaired broken grounds, replaced corroded connectors, upgraded key sensors, and checked every circuit with a multimeter. This part took forever. Then I installed a modern ECU tune setup compatible with the restored system.
Of the build,
Clean, reliable,
old
and safe.
And new.
After that came the bodywork stage. I pulled dents, smoothed panels, aligned body gaps, replaced damaged trim, and prepped everything for paint with hours of sanding. Then I rolled it into a makeshift paint zone, masked it perfectly, laid primer, sanded again, and finally sprayed the iconic Bugatti blue. And when the clear coat hit the lights, it stopped looking like scrap and started looking like royalty. Now interior, my favorite part, luxurious tone. I installed sound deadening, new carpeting, restored the dash, fitted a modern digital cluster that still matched the classic feel, stitched custom leather seats, cleaned every vent, polished every metal piece, and suddenly sitting inside felt like stepping into a brand new car. Next was reassembly. I brought the engine back in, lowered it carefully, bolted mounts, connected cooling lines, fuel lines, intake, exhaust, harnesses, double-checking every clamp like my life depended on it, because one loose line can turn into fire. I filled fresh oil, fresh coolant, fresh brake fluid, primed the fuel system, checked for leaks, and then I just stood there staring at it. Weeks of work, all leading to one moment. Please start. Ignition on, fuel pump humming, crank, and then, exactly, it actually fired. Oh my God, it actually fired. The idle was rough at first, then it smoothed out like the car remembered how to breathe. I monitored temps, oil pressure, and sensors, checked for leaks, tightened one clamp, fixed a small vacuum line, and let it warm up slowly. Next was tuning. I ran gentle rev cycles, checked ARF readings, adjusted maps, and kept it safe. Then finally, wheels on, torque specs done, alignment set, and I rolled it out of the garage into the sunlight. In that moment, the same car I drug out of a backyard looked like a brand new Bugatti. I took it for the first slow drive down the street. No flex, no crazy speed, just listening, feeling, respecting the machine. Happy, proud, smooth, tight, alive, soft. From scrap to supercar. From $10,000 to a restored modern Bugatti. This wasn't just a restoration, this was a second life. And somewhere in that quiet town, I hope that old lady would smile if she could see it now. If you enjoyed this journey, like, subscribe, and share, because sometimes even scrap deserves a comeback.
If you enjoyed this journey, like, subscribe, and share, because sometimes even scrap deserves a comeback.